Alright, welcome aboard guys. Today I'm going to be tackling this CAPA, the basics. This is still from the Cybersecurity 101 learning path, so let's get to it. Learn to use CAPA to identify malicious capabilities. Okay, CAPA from capabilities. So I don't know if the pronunciation is correct with CAPA or CAPA, but whatever the case may be, let's go to the introduction, right? One of the challenges when analyzing potentially malicious software is that we risk our machine or environment being compromised when we run it unless we have a sandbox or a completely isolated environment where we can test all we want. Generally speaking, there are two types of analysis, dynamic analysis and static analysis. This room will focus on conducting a static analysis using a tool called CAPA. Okay, so CAPA, Common Analysis Platform for Artifacts, is a tool developed by the FireEye team. It is designed to identify the capabilities present in executable files like portable executables, PE, ELF binaries, net modules, shellcode, and even sandbox reports. It does so by analyzing the file and applying a set of rules that describe common behaviors, allowing it to determine what the program is capable of doing, such as network communication, file manipulation, process injection, and many more. So the beauty of CAPA is that it encapsulates years of reverse engineering knowledge into an automated tool, making it accessible even to those who may not be experts in reverse engineering. This can be incredibly useful for analysts and security professionals, allowing them to quickly understand potentially malicious software's functionality without manually reverse engineering the code. So this tool is particularly useful in malware analysis and threat hunting, where understanding a binary's capabilities is crucial for incident response and defensive measures. Learning objectives. Explore what CAPA is. Learn how to use CAPA effectively. Understand common fields and results rendered by using the tool. Leverage the tool to identify the program's potential activity. Okay, so room prerequisite. Familiarity with the MITRE framework, ATT and ACK framework is recommended but not mandatory before starting the course, which we are familiar with. So you may check the room associated with it. Oh, there's a room. I probably have completed this before, but let's see. Yeah, I have. So, we've started the virtual machine. Press the start machine button below. We will use the tool inside the machine attached to this task. The machine will start in split screen view. If you opt to access the machine via remote desktop RDP, you may also use the following credentials below: a password and then the IP address. And note that inside this VM we have installed CAPA so you can get a feel for running the tool and experiment further with the different command parameters. However, it takes a long time to finish using the attached VM, hence we have pre-processed the reports such as the following: CryptoBot, okay, so some files that contain some reports, and place them under the directory user administrator desktop CAPA or CAPA. Almost all the files we will use in this room are in said directory. Okay, I'm excited to learn more about CAPA. So, okay. In this task, we will see how to use CAPA. Running the tool is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, open a PowerShell, noting that it might take a while before the prompt appears. Next is to make sure that you are in the correct directory. Then you need to run CAPA or CAPA X, then point to the binary, and that's it. Wait, what? In this example, we will use cryptbot.bin. Please note that the results of this file will be discussed throughout the succeeding task. Okay, after running the command, wait for the result. Okay, so it's CAPA X. Then okay, so you're executing CAPA on that particular file, which is the one that contains the report. Then it loads, then it analyzes it. Okay, we'll use this. Okay, after running the command, wait for the result, which may take several minutes. We don't intend this to finish, but rather to let you get a feel for running the tool. So we suggest that you continue the task while CAPA is running or stop the processing. There are alternative ways to proceed with the analysis of the results. See the commands below. Okay, in addition to the -h command, which gives us more information about the parameters available with the tool, we will use two most used parameters, which is the -v and -vv, which will give us a more detailed result. However, this will increase the processing time. We will have a discussion about the results of these options in the coming tasks. Okay, so -h or help, show this help message and exit. CAPA -h, -v or verbose, enable verbose, yeah, okay, and then more verbosity result document. Okay, okay, makes sense. Okay, this should be the output of the command. Please take note that results may vary. If you run CAPA on some files, it might or might not give the same information as below. Okay, so Windows PowerShell to execute this. let's see where we are at. Okay. Okay, so CAPA, crypt this, okay, and this should run and it should give us something like this, right? Which is, okay, 75 is okay, static form starting. Okay, this is the report, right? That we will get. See, we know that processing time takes several minutes. We have pre-processed this to a file named cryptbot.txt located in this, okay, located here. So if we check them out, we notice that yes, indeed, we have it. Let's put this up. Okay, we have that file, which is a cryptbot.txt. Okay, at the same time, this has been attached to this task. Just click the button below Load Task Files from the upper right side of this task. Open another PowerShell terminal and use the command get content. Okay, so let's open another one. Okay, looks like I can do it from here. Okay, let's open another one. And use the command get content, right? Okay, we'll use that here. So let's move it. Okay, so we're gonna go to get content and then cryptbot.txt, right? Okay, so we get that result. Loading the content to PowerShell will give the same output from the terminal above. Yes, which is this. Then what else? So that's it. We're done. But wait, where are those results? How can we interpret this? Okay, let's see. What command line option would you use if you need to check what other parameters you can use with the tool? Use the shortest format, just simple -H, right, for help, as in every tool. What command line options are used to find detailed information on the malware's capabilities? Okay, so I guess we could use CAPA and then -help, and then we would see that, right? And then you're asking me what was the question? What command line options are used to find detailed information on the malware's capabilities? Reverse will effect with JSON -F. Okay. It's only one letter. Would it be verbose? Quiet -F format. Okay. Shellcode. Nope. A -V. Backend. -R. -S. -D. I think it would be -V. Ah, yeah, it was -V. What command line options do you use to find very verbose information about the malware's capabilities? Use the shortest format. -VB, right? What PowerShell command would you use to read the content of a file? To read the content of a file. Oh, the command. It would be get content, right? That would be a PowerShell command. Okay, so on to the next. Dissecting CAPA results part 1. General information, MITRE and MAEC. Okay, as mentioned in the previous task, the result for running CAPA against CryptoBot bin will be discussed in the succeeding task. As such, we will dissect the results per block and topic. So the first block contains basic information about the file. This includes the following: the cryptographic algorithms such as MD5 and SHA-1256, and then the analysis field tells us how CAPA performed its analysis on the file. The OS field reveals the operating system context for which the identify capabilities apply, and then the ARC field allows us to determine whether we are dealing with a binary related to x86 architecture, and then the path where the analyzed file was located. Okay. MITRE, okay, adversary tactics, techniques, and common knowledge. Framework is a comprehensive global knowledge repository that meticulously documents the tactics and techniques employed by threat actors at every stage of a cyber attack. Yeah, it's a pretty good framework. I think it's followed by actually professional cybersecurity personnel, let's say. It functions as a strategy playbook, providing detailed insights into attackers' methods, from gaining initial access to maintaining a presence, escalating privileges, evading defenses, moving laterally within the network, and much more. CAPA uses this format for the output. Note that some results may or may not contain the technique and sub-technique identifier. So format would be this technique and technique identifier, defense evasion, obfuscated files or information, then this. Okay, obfuscated files or information. Okay, and then this one, defense evasion, attack sub-technique, and then identifier, and then okay, super. So it would be defense evasion, obfuscated files, or information indicator removal from tools. Okay. Defense evasion, discovery, file execution, impact resistance. Okay, in CAPA's final output, they reference the MITRE framework. This helps now analysts or defenders map the file's behavior to the adversary's playbook, which can help narrow down the scope of the investigation during an incident. To dig deeper into this topic, you might want to check out the room. Yeah, I already did. So MAEC, Malware Attribute Enumeration and Characterization, is a specialized language designed to encode and communicate complex details concerning malware. It contains an extensive range of attributes, including behaviors, artifacts, and interconnections among various instances of malware. This language functions as a standardized system for tracking and analyzing the complicated complexities of malware. Okay, malware category launcher. So let's check the table below to see the most commonly used MAEC values by CAPA, downloader and launcher. So the launcher exhibits behaviors that trigger specific actions similar to malware behavior, and then the loader exhibits behaviors wherein it downloads and executes other files, usually seen or more complex malware. When CAPA attack a file with a launcher MAEC value, it indicates that the file demonstrates behavior similar but not limited to dropping additional payloads, activating persistence mechanisms, connecting to command and control C2 servers, executing specific functions, and this is interesting. Some of these behaviors are also present in the malware behavior catalog, MVC, and capability block, which we will discuss in the next task. Additionally, when CAPA tags a file with a downloader MAEC value, it indicates that the file demonstrates behavior similar but not limited to fetching additional payloads or resources from the internet, pulling in updates, executing secondary stages, and retrieving configuration files. So what is the SHA-256 of well, that would be this. And then what is the technique identifier of obfuscated files of information or information? The technique identifier will be T1027. T1027. Okay, what is the sub-technique? Identifier of obfuscated files or information indicator removal from tools. That would be the sub-technique. That would be this one. Our system checks T1497, T1497.001. Oh no, it was probably then the 005, which is the what? Wait up. What is the sub-technique identifier of obfuscated files or information? Then comes indicator removal from tools. Would it be 10, 27, 005? Yeah. When CAPA tags a file with this MAEC value, it indicates that it demonstrates behavior similar to but not limited to activating persistence mechanisms. With what MAEC value? Are you talking about the indicator removal from tools? What am I supposed to respond here? When CAPA tags a file with this MAEC value, It indicates that it demonstrates behavior similar to, but not limited to, activating persistence mechanisms. It will be launcher. Oh yeah, launcher. When CAPA attacks a file with this MAEC value, it indicates that the file demonstrates behavior similar to, but not limited to, fetching then downloader, right? Okay, to the next. In this task, we will cover the following topics: MVC, objective, micro-objective, MVC behaviors, micro-behaviors, methods. Let's move on to the next block. This terminal can also be seen from task 2, where we run the CAPA tool, which click on the view terminal below. Okay. Data, file system, yeah. We'll tackle the malware behavior catalog to better understand the block above. So malware behavior catalog, MBC, is designed to support various aspects of malware analysis, such as labeling, similarity analysis, and standardized reporting. Essentially, it serves as a catalog of malware objectives and behaviors. MBC can also link to ATT and CK methods and log all behaviors and code features discovered during malware analysis. It's more important to note that the names of MVC behaviors may or may not match the corresponding ATT and CK techniques. The information or behavior pages complements the contents on ATT and CK pages. In other words, when recording malware behaviors, MVC users will reference ATT and CK, but MVC does not duplicate ATT and CK information. Okay, that was a bit confusing in regards to naming, right? The content of MVC below can be represented in two formats: objective behavior method identifier. Okay, anti-static analysis, executable code obfuscator, code obfuscation, which would be the behavior, and then argument obfuscator, which would be the method, and the identifier would be this one, right? Okay, this is the objective. Executable code obfuscate, this is the behavior, and this is the method, and this is the identifier. Yeah, right. Objective behavior identifier communication, HTTP communication, and then the identifier. Okay. The difference between the two formats is that the first format contains additional details called method, which can also be coined as a sub-technique. We must also discuss the objective, behavior, and methods to better understand this part. So the objectives are based on AT&T CK tactics in the context of malware behavior, though not all are included. Furthermore, MVC has anti-behavioral, anti-static analysis. These objectives are tailored for malware analysis with the use case of characterizing malware. See the table below for an explanation of each. Anti-behavioral analysis. So the explanation would be malware attempts to avoid detection by hindering behavioral analysis using tools like sandboxes or debuggers. Okay, anti-static analysis. Malware attempts to obstruct or add complexity to static analysis, making it more challenging for security professionals to identify and understand its malicious behaviors and intentions. Okay, then collection. Malware focuses on identifying and gathering information from the targeted machine or network. Command and control. Malware typically establishes communication with the compromised systems through various methods such as command and control servers, peer-to-peer networks, or other means. This communication allows the malware to control the compromised systems, enabling the attacker to execute commands, exfiltrate data, or carry out other malicious activities. So then credentials access. The primary aim of malware is to steal account credentials such as usernames and passwords. Defense evasion. This malware aims to bypass and circumvent the various detections and security mechanisms present within the system to avoid being detected or mitigated. Some more objectives would be discovery. Malware seeks to collect detailed information about the configuration and setup of the system or network environment, including hardware, software, and network infrastructure. Then execution. Malware is designed to execute unauthorized commands or code on a targeted computer system without the user's consent. This can include a wide range of harmful activities such as stealing personal information, damaging files, or gaining unauthorized access to the system. Exfiltration. Malware is designed to infiltrate computer systems or networks to steal and extract sensitive data. This can include personal information, financial details, and any other valuable data stored on the targeted system or network. Then impact. Impact. Malware aims to manipulate, disrupt, or damage computer systems and data. It can enter computers through infected emails, compromised websites, and other deceptive means, leading to financial loss, privacy breaches, and system instability. Lateral movement. Malware seeks to spread through the network, either actively through machine access or passively, such as via malicious emails. Persistence. Malware is intentionally developed with the capability to remain undetected and operational in a computer system for an extended period. And then comes privilege escalation. Malware seeks to infiltrate a computer system or network to gain elevated permissions or control. Once inside the target environment, malware can seek to escalate its privileges, access sensitive information, or take control of system resources for malicious purposes. Micro-objective. Micro-objectives are associated with micro-behaviors, which refer to an action or actions exhibited by potentially malicious software that isn't necessarily malicious and may serve various objectives. Example binaries are such as those in messaging apps. However, it's important to note that these behaviors are typically abused. That's why CAPA might have flagged this behavior. Okay, so micro objectives would be process, memory, communication, and data. Process exhibit behaviors related to processes, just but not limited to creating a process, setting thread context, terminating process, and checking mutex. What is that? Okay, memory, exhibiting behaviors such as, but not limited to, allocating memory, changing memory protection, and freeing memory. Communication, exhibiting behaviors such as not limited to DNS, FTP, HTTP, ICMP, SMTP, network traffic. Okay, data, exhibiting behaviors such as, but not limited to, checking strings, compressing, decoding, and encoding data. The final output of CAPA, objective and micro-objective, are shown only under the objective column. MBC behaviors. Okay, so the columns MBC behaviors contains behaviors and micro behaviors with or without its methods and identifiers. Please check the link MBC summary for a listing of all MBC content. Below is a compiled version of behaviors, micro behaviors, and its identifiers. So anti-behavioral analysis, the behavior will be virtual machine detection. So this identifier and the explanation is the malware checks to see if it is running in a virtual environment. During system reconnaissance, the malware examines various users and system artifacts. And then anti-static analysis, executable code obfuscation. Executable code has been intentionally obscured to prevent static code analysis. This is a specific behavior related to executable code of malware sample, including its data and text sections. Execution. Commands and okay, malware can exploit commands and script interpreters to run malicious commands, scripts, or binaries. It targets built-in interpreters like cmd.exe or PowerShell on Windows or Bash on Unix-like systems. Attackers may also use other scripting languages like Python, Perl, or JavaScript. Okay, discovery, file and directory discovery. Malware has capability to search for specific files in particular locations by enumerating files and directories. Anti-static analysis, defense evasion. So malware can obfuscate files or information by encoding, encrypting, or otherwise making them hard to analyze. It can also encode or encrypt malware samples itself. Well, this is a lot of reading, guys. We're almost done. So micro behavior. The term low-level behaviors in malware analysis refers to actions exhibited by malware that aren't necessarily malicious and may serve various objectives. These behaviors are often documented as micro behaviors in the malware behavior characteristics and MBC analysis. Examples of such low-level behaviors include the creation of TCP sockets and evaluating specific conditions within strings. It's important to note that just because a behavior is categorized as low-level does not mean it is harmless, as it may still be part of a larger malicious scheme. Micro-objective memory. Allocate memory. Malware frequently utilizes memory allocation as part of its strategy to unpack itself and execute its malicious activities. Yeah, it makes sense. Process. Malware creates a process via WMI, which is Windows Management Instrumentation, or shellcode. It can also create a suspended process. Then communication, HTTP communication. Malware is capable of initializing or initiating HTTP communications, and then data, check strings. Malware can inspect a string to identify specific characteristics, such as ASCII content, credit card numbers, and string length. View more tables would be, data, file system, create directory, delete file, read file, write. So I guess malware was also able to do that. Malware has capability to encode data using base64 and XOR. Malware can create a directory, has to delete a file, can read a file, has the capability to write to a file. Note that in the final output of CAPA, behavior and micro behavior are shown only under the behavior column. And then the methods. Lastly, let's check the methods. Below are some methods included in the results from the previous sample. Methods are tied to behaviors, therefore to fully see all methods, please refer to each specific behavior, micro behavior of interest. So it would be behavior. executable code obfuscation, argument obfuscation, and stack strings. Uh, the argument obfuscation means simple number of string arguments to API calls are calculated at runtime, making analysis more difficult. Okay, and then stack strings built in decrypt strings on the stack at each use, then discard to avoid obvious references. HTTP communication read header. Okay, you can read the header. Encode data base64 and XOR. Malware may encode using base64 or XOR. Obfuscated files or information. Encoding standard algorithm. Encoding malware samples, files, or other information uses a standard algorithm. Okay, now that we have a good overview and understanding of the MVC's contents, we should be able to explain the results of the previous sample. Therefore, let's do a quick recap using one of the results, shall we? Okay. Okay, here's the explanation for the above result. Data is the MVC objective, then encode data is the MVC behavior, and base64 is the method, and this is the identifier. Makes sense. Now in this information, you may simply say this file can use the base64 encoding scheme. Yeah. What serves as a catalog with malware objectives and behaviors? It would be what it means, what MVC stands for, right? So MVC stands for, what was it? Malware behavior catalog. Let's copy this. Okay, which field is based on AT&T and ACK tactics in the context of malware behavior? Which field? That would be the objective. What is the identifier create process micro behavior? Oh, create process. Identifier of create process micro behavior, it would be create process. This is the identifier. What is a behavior with an identifier of B? Okay, this one, the behavior, virtual machine detection. And then malware can be used to obfuscate data using base64 and XOR. What is the related micro behavior for this? That would be encode data. That would be the behavior, right? Which micro behavior refers to malware is capable of initiating HTTP communications? Read header? No, that's not it. Communication, HTTP communication. What did you ask? The micro behavior? Yeah, which micro? HTTP communication. Yes. Okay. On to the next. Dissecting CAPA results part 3 namespaces. Okay, we will divide discussion into two main topics, capability and namespace. In this task, we will focus on the discussion of namespace. Below you will find the CAPA output. Note that this can also be viewed in task 2. Click on the view terminal below. Okay, so view terminal, and we can see all of this. The content of this block is represented in the below format. Capability, rule name, first, okay, and then TLN, top level namespace, and then the namespace. Okay. So reference anti-VM strings, anti-analysis, anti-VM, VM detection. Okay. Reference anti-VM strings equals to the capability plus the role name or rule name, right? Anti-analysis, TLN, or top-level namespace. Anti-VM, VM detection is the namespace. Okay, namespaces. CAPA uses namespaces to group items with the same purpose. Anti-analysis contains a set of rules specifically designed to detect behaviors exhibited by malware to evade analysis. These behaviors include obfuscation, packing, and anti-debugging techniques. Collection contains a set of data related rules that malware may enumerate and collect for exfiltration or other purposes. Think of it as a data gathering aspect of malware behavior. Communication contains a set of rules that pertain to different communication behaviors demonstrated by malware. This encompasses how malware interacts with networks, including data transmission and reception, command and control communications, and other network-related behaviors. Okay. Compiler contains a set of rules and configurations for recognizing specific builds environments or compilers employed in generating executables. These namespaces essentially serve as the unique signature that identifies the compilation process of a program. Then comes data manipulation, contains a set of rules that govern the behaviors involved in altering data within executable files. This aspect can be considered the data transformation component of malware behavior, encompassing actions such as string encryption and data encoding. BMR tables, executable, host interaction, impact, internal linking, load code, malware family, nursery, persistence, runtime, targeting. I'll see how this works by checking the table below. Okay, let's retread. Executable contains a set of rules pertaining to the attributes in executable files. These attributes include PE sections or debug info associated with the executable. Host interaction contains a set of rules related to behaviors involving interaction with a host system. This encompasses how malware interacts with this environment. Specifically, the rules in the namespace mean capture behaviors related to reading, writing, or modifying files on disk, including creating, deleting, or modifying files in directories. Impact contains a set of rules related to the potential consequences or effects of a program's behavior. Think of it as the aspect that focuses on the possible harm that this malware can cause. It may include behaviors related to establishing remote access, data exfiltration, destruction, or modification. Internal rules contained within the system are not intended for direct use for analysts or for reporting. Instead, these rules are meant for internal purposes within the CAPA tool, serving as the behind-the-scenes aspect of rule development and execution. Okay. live building blocks to create other rules. Okay, then linking contains rules to identify behaviors involving linking or dynamically loading external code or libraries during program execution. This is its primary function and is crucial for the program security. Understanding linking behavior is essential for several reasons. Malware often depends on external libraries or components, such as OpenSSL, zlib, or other third-party libraries to carry out specific tasks. Detecting these dependencies helps analysts understand the malware's capabilities. External libraries also introduce an additional attack surface. If a vulnerability exists in a linked library, it can be exploited by the malware or defender during analysis. Load code contains a set of rules and regulations related to behaviors associated with dynamically loading or executing code during program execution. This concept can be equated to the runtime code injection aspect of malware behavior, which involves unauthorized code introduction during a program's execution. The malware family contains a set of rules related to behaviors that are linked to particular malware families or groups. It serves as a way to identify the distinct characteristics or signatures associated with known malware families, allowing for more accurate detection and classification of potential threats. Nursery. This is a staging ground that contains rules for those who are not quite polished. Okay. Persistence contains rules related to behaviors associated with maintaining access or persistence within a compromised system. This namespace is essentially focused on understanding how malware can establish and maintain a presence within a compromised environment, allowing it to persist and carry out malicious activities over an extended period. And then runtime contains a set of rules that seek to identify the language or platform in which the program runs. And then targeting contains a set of rules related to behaviors exhibited by programs that interacts with ATMs. So in short, namespaces. So these are rules that you write as a way to prevent this. Is that it? Let's see how this works by checking the table. Top level namespace, so anti-analysis, right? Namespace anti-VM, VM detection, reference anti-VM strings targeting VirtualBox, reference anti-VM strings targeting virtual PC. Okay, anti-VM, VM detection namespace contains rules. So these are rules to detect virtual machines environments. These rules focus on identifying specific strings or patterns commonly used by malware to detect VMs while running. Using these rules, CAPA can identify if malware searches for VMware specific registry keys, the presence of VMware tools, or other VM-related elements. Then comes obfuscation. Malware often uses obfuscation techniques to make analysis more difficult. These include methods such as string encryption, code obfuscation. Okay. Packing and anti-debugging tricks. The obfuscation namespace addresses these techniques, which conceal or obscure the true purpose of the code. So for this, we only used anti-analysis as the TLN or top-level namespace. Under this TLN, we have group namespaces such as anti-VM, VM detection, and obfuscation. Each namespace has a collection of rules inside them that are also grouped together. For anti-VM and VM detection, we have rules and its config files such as reference anti-VM strings targeting. We have them in YAML files, right? The same goes for the obfuscation namespace. We have rules that are grouped, such as obfuscated with this. Again, do note that this is still under TLN anti-analysis. Please also refer to the illustration below. Top level namespace. Each namespace contains its set of rules. Okay, in addition to what was mentioned in the above table, there are still a few more namespaces under anti-analysis with corresponding rules. If you want to dig deeper, please check this link. Let's just open it. I do want to dig deeper, but not right now. Okay, so which top-level namespace contains a set of rules specifically designed to detect behaviors, including obfuscation, packing, and anti-debugging techniques exhibited by malware to evade analysis? So which top-level namespace? The top-level namespace would be detect behaviors, including obfuscation. That would be anti-analysis, right? What? Oh, anti. What the? What happened? Yeah. Which namespace contains rules to detect virtual machine environments? Note that this is not TLN or top-level namespace. My eyes. Okay. This is not the top level, right? Namespace. Okay. So which contains rules to detect virtual machine environments? Virtual machine environments. Would it be host interaction? Oh no, it's not the top level namespace. So it would be probably process, PowerShell, schedule tasks, encoding, client obfuscation, string. No, let's check it out up here. Detect virtual machine environments. Anti-analysis, anti-VM, and VM detection. This be the one. Yes. Which top-level namespace contains rules related to behaviors associated with maintaining access or persistence within a compromised system? This namespace is focused on understanding how malware can establish and maintain a presence within a compromised environment, allowing it to persist and carry out malicious activities over an extended period. I read about this. So which top-level namespace? That would be persistence. Would that be the name of the namespace? Yes. Which namespace addresses techniques such as string encryption, code obfuscation, packing, and anti-debugging tricks, which conceal or obscure the true purpose of the code. String encryption. Let's check it out. Executable. It was. Okay. Which techniques such as string encryption, code obfuscation, packing, and debugging tricks, which conceal or obscure the true purpose of the code? Obfuscation, right? Which top-level namespace is staging ground for rules that are not quite polished? Oh, I read about something about not being polished. Nursery. Proceed to the next task for the second part of the discussion. Okay, sure. Let's keep going. Okay. So then, in this task, we will do the discussion from the previous task. Capability below is a table with the capability and its related TLN namespace and the rules associated within the YAML file. Please have a good look. Reference anti-VM strings, anti-analysis, that's the top level. This is the capability. The namespace is the rules YAML file. The notes to check all rules under this namespace. Click here. Sure. View more capabilities. Okay, so these are more capabilities. Data manipulation. What encoding base 64. Oh, those are just the top level namespaces, right? The namespace this, and then the rule YAML file would be this. And then what is it? The nodes. What is this for? Create directory. So we're gonna quickly go through the capability. Reference anti-VM string targeting VMware, reference anti-VM strings targeting VirtualBox, reference HTTP user agent string, check HTTP status code, reference base64 string, encode data using XOR, and contain a thread local storage, TLS section, what's that? You may check the TLN to learn for more rules. Executable, contains a thread local storage, okay, good, common file path. Yeah. Create directory, delete file, read on file windows, get thread local storage value. These rules found under TLN nursery, a staging ground for unpolished rules. Allocate or change RWX memory to check all rules under this. Allocate or change process inject host interaction. Okay, to further explain this, let's check the first capability on the table, reference anti-VM strings, which is this one. Okay, so it's an anti-analysis namespace, anti-VM, VM detection, reference anti-VM, check all the rules. Okay, so what's it? We know that the related rules in YAML format are reference anti-VM strings.yaml. This is under the namespace anti-VM VM detection, which is also under the top-level namespace anti-analysis. This tells us that CAPA was able to identify the potentially malicious subpart searches for VMware specific registry keys to the presence of VMware tools or other VM related elements by using the reference anti-VM strings YAML rule YAML file. Yeah, right. Malware typically does this behavior to avoid detection. That is why CAPA flagged this out one. Okay, let's have another example. Let's look at scheduled tasks via tasks. This is for persistence, scheduled tasks. Yeah, okay. We know that the related rules in YAML format is scheduled tasks via tasks. This is under the namespace of scheduled tasks, which is also under the top level namespace persistence, right? Because yeah, when you get in, you schedule some code that's gonna be repeated every time. You set the time. So let's say every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 8 hours, whatever the case may be, where you're going to be executing that particular code. It's sort of like cron jobs, right? This tells us that CAPA could identify behaviors related to a scheduled task within the Windows operating system. It might have recognized patterns indicated that executable registers itself as a scheduled task to maintain persistence using the rule defined in scheduled tasks via tasks YAML. Tasks YAML. Hold on. Have you noticed something? That's right. The item under capability has the same name as the YAML file under the rules with the addition of a dash, characters between spaces. Simple because capability is the name of the rule. Now we want to take note of some exceptions here, where the capability or rules are not located under its namespace. Let's take the capability reference cryptocurrency strings. Where's that? Oh, here. Impact reference cryptocurrency strings. Impact this rule is found under TLN nursery. Impact cryptocurrency, okay. From the table, this should be under the impact top level namespace, right? However, if you go through the folders, you won't be able to find the corresponding rules. It will be located under nursery TLN. This is the placeholder for rules that are not quite polished yet. Now that we have a good overview and understanding of the capability and namespace contents, we should be able to explain the sample result from the previous task. Therefore, let's do a quick recap using one of the results, shall we? Capability, reference, base64 string, namespace, data manipulation, encoding, base64. Okay, here's the explanation for the above results. See the table below. Capability, reference base64. Malware has the capability to encode data using the base64 scheme. Top level namespace would be data manipulation, and then namespace would be encoding, and then base64, and the rule YAML file would be a reference base64 string. Yeah, which is basically this name with dashes, right? Instead of spaces and separators. Yeah, okay, knowing this information, you may say this file can use as basis for encoding the scheme. Okay, now we're done dissecting the results from the sample run from the previous task. What rule YAML file was matched in the capability or rule name was check. It will be check http status go.yaml, right? That will be the name of the rule. And then what is the name of the capability if the rule YAML file is, that will be reference anti-VM strings, right? Yeah. Okay, which TLN or top level names includes the capability or rule name or rule name run PowerShell expression. Let's check it out. It will be load code. Load code. I'll check the conditions inside the check for Windows Sandbox PA registry YAML rule file from this link. What is the value of that API that ends in X? Is it looking for? EX. Okay, the conditions inside this particular YAML rule file. What is the value of the API? What is the value of the API that ends in EX? It is looking for. Oh, this is the value of the API. Okay, more information. More fun. Yeah, sure. More fun, right? Okay, let's push through it. Aren't you curious about what precisely within the rules was matched? Well, I am. In this task, we will seek to determine the reason for triggering the rules and the conditions involved. We will use the parameter -vv or variable roles to achieve this. Okay, let's run it. CAPA -vv and the crypt event. Okay, so this will give us more detailed results. However, this will take a lot of time. We already processed this and named the file cryptovv.txt. Okay, which we already have in that folder. Remember, you don't need to wait for the tool to finish running. We did this so that you can get a feel for running the tool and experiment with its parameters. Open another PowerShell terminal and look inside the file using the command get content. Sure, you can do that. So let's get content. Did it work with all caps? What did I do? I think Microsoft is not case sensitive. Let's check it out. I mean, PowerShell commands. Create bump, baby. TXT. What is this? So you have opened the file. Do you have more than 3,000 lines similar to this one? Accessing. What did I just see? Okay, let's run it with the old caps just to discard that it was a problem. No, it's the same thing. So I have do you have more than 3,000 lines similar to this one? Which one? Yeah, we have a lot of lines. Accessing this vast amount of information using a terminal or a text editor will be challenging. Yeah, to analyze this result with ease, we need to do two things. First, we will use the -j parameter and -vv and direct the results to a JSON file. The command would be CAPA vin. Okay, so it would be CAPA.vin -j minus double verbosity create bob.vin, and then we're gonna send this to this file create bob.json. What happened? In term keep a vin, it's not recognized as a name. It's not recognized as a name as a CMD let function or script. It's not recognizing this particular command. Crypto.vb.json. Command not found. What do you mean? Okay. Again, this will take a lot of time similar to the previous commands we ran. We have processed this and created a file named crypto.vb.json located in this particular file. So additionally, we have attached the file to this task. Remember, we don't need to wait for the tool to finish running. We did it so that you can get a feel for running the tool. Yeah, okay. We can start with our next step, CAPA Web Explorer. The next thing we need to do is upload the file to CAPA Web Explorer. We can either use the online version here on this link, or the offline version already in the virtual machine. There is a Google Chrome browser on the desktop named CAPA Web Browser Offline HTML. Alternatively, you can access these using a regular Chrome browser bookmark. Note that the local page may take up to a minute to load in Chrome on the target machine. Yeah, probably. Now we should have access to the homepage. CAPA Explorer web-based tool to explore the capabilities identified by CAPA. This tool allows you to interactively browse and display CAPA results in multiple viewing modes. Okay. Okay, look for the button upload from local located. Okay, so CAPA Explorer. Okay, look for the button and then upload the file, I guess, right? Once uploaded, you should have a similar output. Okay. The rule, the namespace, the technique, malware behavior catalog. So we're looking for the CAPA Explorer web. That's the one. Okay, so we will, doesn't this look good and easier to use? Yeah. Now it is time to explore this excellent addition to the tool. We'll review some capabilities and check what precisely within the rule was matched. This will give us a better idea of how the rule works. Let's go to our first example below. We know that the capability was to reference NTVM strings targeting VMware, and the corresponding rule config file or YAML file is NTVM strings targeting VMware YAML. Notice that the box from the image. Yeah. Okay, then let us show you an overview of the rule's contents. Focus on the features as CAPA uses the succeeding strings below to check if strings are within the analyzed file. Okay. Did you see it? That's right. Under the features, the string VMware I is being referenced by CAPA Web Explorer. Simply CAPA is saying that under this namespace, we could identify strings with the value of VMware by using the conditions within the rule and with regex. Let's have another sample. We know that the capability was to reference the scheduled tasks via tasks, and the corresponding rule was to schedule tasks via task YAML. Notice the box from the image. Yeah, see them. The same applies to our first example. We will show you the rules content overview, focus on the features, as CAPA uses the succeeding strings below to check if there are strings within the file being analyzed. Okay, under the feature, the strings task and create is referenced by CAPA Web Explorer. Simply CAPA is saying under this namespace, and by using the conditions within the rule and with regex, we could identify strings with the value of tasks and create. Okay, global search box. Okay, another cool feature of this tool is to filter options in the global search box, which are very helpful, sure. We could quickly examine the overwhelming information using CAPA Web Explorer compared to any text editor. Feel free to explore more. So which parameter allows you to output the results of CAPA into a JSON file? Was it -J? I think it was -J. What tool allows you to interactively explore CAPA results in your web browser? What tool? It would be CAPA Web Explorer, right? And which feature of this CAPA allows you to filter options or results? That would be the global search box. Oh, finally. In this room, we discuss how CAPA is leveraged and plays a critical role in cybersecurity by analyzing potentially malicious or dangerous software and proactively searching for potential threats. Using static analysis, it achieves this by automating the process of detecting intricate functionalities within executable files and presenting the findings in an easy, understandable format for security experts, right, to analyze and see. The simplification of complex reverse engineering concept aids in swiftly comprehending potentially harmful software, ultimately strengthening incident response and defensive strategies. This room was fantastic, although it was freaking dense. But yeah, okay, we did it. This room was fantastic. Let's proceed with other rooms for continuous learning. Sure. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I didn't know this tool existed, right? Back when I pursued the learning path from offensive pen testing, I think it was the name of this. We did some malware analysis, well, where I had to run my isolated Windows machine, and it was quite a learning experience to actually see the bytes and see how to modify things in memory and stuff. And I find it pretty good that there are tools that actually can help you, just detect some things based on some rules, which is nice. That's it for today, guys. Thanks.